Just a beautiful afternoon for football, Coach. They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chicago Bears.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Second and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
I don't need to.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Here's a quick throw caught by Higgins. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
On 2nd down, Kamara looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Brings up 3rd down.
Set, ready, 50, plant.
55, Mike. Watch the out. Watch the out.
He can run for it, and he will. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He's got the first down here inside the 30. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be. And
he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
First carry for Darius Geis. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He finds Robinson. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 42 yards.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Geis going right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. From 8 yards out, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Looking to throw on second down. Mahomes into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Ready, set.
On first down, this is Geis. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and a big turnover. There is his guys will get the football back.
We can't be stopped.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
On second and 9, Mahomes. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Ready, ready.
Mike 3.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Go.
Now a run with Geis. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half.
On the ready.
Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Ready, ready.
Geis with a carry on second down. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop. I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear.
Out of the gun now on third down. He gets it in the hands of Geis. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Down.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. Second and 1. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They tried to throw on second down. Unsuccessful. Now it's third and 1. Shedding the tackle, that gives him some room. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
That's good for the Bears. First down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
15 line. 16 line.
Field defense. Mike 3.
Get it.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. It's Geis on the counter, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Darius Geis, his second touchdown on the season, and the Bears have taken the lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Come get it. 57 colors.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
It's second down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12. And we remind remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for them.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Now he'll escape to his right, and he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll look to throw here. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Don't need it all once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Geis. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
3rd and 14.
18, Gator.
I'm coming after you.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are able to regain the lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
2nd and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Set 90 Wolf.
Here we go. Here we go.
Shoot.
He'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This is caught by Robinson. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Yellow. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Switch, switch, switch.
Again, it's Kamara. And this time not as successful, as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Yellow.
So don't say nothing.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Butker able to put this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now a 1st down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A loss of 2. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool him on that play.
Check.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It was Breeland Speaks getting home to the quarterback that time. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
On the draw, they go to Geis. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. This pass complete to Higgins. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down, Chiefs.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. A 10th carry for Kamara. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
55, mark, 55.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 18. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes gets it off to Freeman. And they'll lose yardage here, knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 19-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chiefs are going to jump back in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They're going to look to throw. And that'll That'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far. Big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game. Exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true. It's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Here's Hill on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They are, by the way, into the 4th quarter now in Oakland. The Broncos, they're continuing to pull season. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Throwing on second down. Mahomes out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On the ground, Kamara. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Now Mahomes. And he finds Seals-Jones complete. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Kamara. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another, and especially when you can't stop a guy running the ball?
You know it's September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone in the first quarter.
They were gone in the first quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop him.
Today
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they plan to do going